Grab a seat, jury, because today's exhibit was filed at 11:18 on a Friday night, and it is not a claim. It is a threat, in writing, from the President of the United States, promising 1,000 missiles at Iran with orders already given. Now, a threat is not something a fact check can rate. There is no true or false on a promise. So this court will do the only honest thing you can do with a threat. Read it exactly, label it exactly, and then try the thing underneath it, the premise. Because the premise, jury, testified against itself the very same day. Exhibit A, the Post, verbatim, because its words are the evidence. Quote, 1,000 missiles are locked and loaded and aimed at the Islamic Republic of Iran, with thousands of more to immediately follow, should the Iranian government act on its threat to assassinate, or attempt to assassinate, the sitting President of the United States of America, in this case, M.E. It continues. Orders have already been given. The military stands ready, willing, and able, for a one-year period, subject to extension, to, quote, completely decimate and destroy all areas of Iran. All areas. 1 year. Extendable. In writing. Exhibit B, the premise. The threat rests on intelligence, shared by Israel this week, alleging a new Iranian plan to assassinate the president. Fair enough. So what does the president himself think of that intelligence? The New York Post asked him directly, that same day. His answer, quote, no. Israel came up with nothing, and U.S. officials had already told reporters the material showed general discussion among Tehran hardliners, not a specific plot, adding that parts of the intelligence community are, quote, always skeptical of Israeli reporting. Jury, hold both exhibits up to the light. The midnight order and the afternoon dismissal describe the same file. Both are his. Now the part a fair courtroom cannot skip, because the grievance underneath this is real. The Justice Department has charged actual Iranian plots against this president, going back to the aftermath of the Soleimani strike. At the Supreme Leader's funeral this month, mourners carried banners calling for his death. Deterrence against documented threats is legitimate. If you kill me, the response will be terrible, is a sentence any American government would stand behind in some form, and this court would enter it without objection. But read Exhibit A again, jury. That is not what it says. What it says is all areas. Not the launch sites, not the plotters, not the government. All areas of Iran, for a year, extendable, orders given. There are roughly 90 million people inside the words all areas, and here is the number that matters. They have precisely as much say over their government's assassination plots as Michigan has over a midnight post. The distance between deter the plotters and destroy all areas is the distance between a security policy and a promise of annihilation, and that distance is where 90 million civilians live. Now the timing, which the docket cannot ignore. Iran's foreign minister flies to Muscat today. Qatari mediators spent Friday in Tehran. American officials spent Friday evening telling reporters exactly what these talks must produce. And into that morning, this post arrives as the table setting. Here is the twist, jury. U.S. officials themselves say hardline factions in Tehran attacked shipping specifically to blow up this diplomacy. So ask the courtroom question. Who benefits from a written promise of national destruction delivered free, at midnight, on the morning of the peace talks? The hardliners in Tehran get their proof America means annihilation. The hardliners in Washington get their countdown clock. The negotiators on both sides get the table kicked. From the docket. 2 days ago, Mark filed the ledger on the claim that Iran called begging for a deal. 170 targets, 4 allied hosts under fire, a ceasefire nobody terminated. Today's exhibit is the next page of the same file, and this court will keep the record with the same discipline. No verdict attaches to a threat, only a label and a record. So here it is, entered whole, the threat. 1 year of missiles at all areas, orders given. The premise, intelligence its own author says came up with nothing. The setting, the morning of the talks. Whoever reads this file later, in whatever light that year brings, will know exactly what was said, on what basis, and when. Defense rests. You don't have to. I'm Madeline, and this is Pixel Politics.